The level of CO2 in the atmosphere has risen by 50% since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution and is now higher than at any time in the last 3.6 million years. This has led to an increase of 1.25 degrees in global average temperatures. To stop this trend, the Paris Agreement has been signed by 196 countries to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. However, with current policies, global temperatures are expected to rise to 2.9 degrees Celsius by the end of this century. The world is still far from reaching the Paris ambition. Energy consumption of building operations is one of the key contributors to climate change, accounting for nearly 28% of the global greenhouse gas emissions. If one were to include the materials used in the construction as well, the real estate sector would account for nearly 40% of emissions. Life cycle emissions and what is built today impacts the climate for a long time. Therefore, the real estate sector is a primary target for mitigation efforts and regulations to reduce CO2. Politicians will act, and that will have an impact on investments. There are two types of financial climate risks: physical risks caused by extreme weather events and transition risks resulting from the shift to a low-carbon economy. Both affect the bottom line of real estate investors. Due to physical risks, real estate assets can be directly impacted by natural hazards such as flooding, heat stress, and sea level rise, which can impair or disrupt their operations. Just in 2020 itself, we have seen a record $210 billion of damages caused by natural catastrophes. Since the effects of climate change have become more apparent, governments are acting more decisively by strengthening their climate targets and creating transition risks. Regulators are also increasingly mandating climate risk disclosures. If real estate investors do not consider changing their policies, their returns face the risks of being impacted by CO2 levies or bans on fossil fuel heating. Some cities already disallow the sale of commercial buildings that are not energy efficient enough or emit too much CO2, forcing them to effectively become stranded assets. As a sustainable investor, we have been integrating sustainability aspects throughout all investment processes, including our real estate portfolios. In the last few years, we have taken an additional step to mitigate climate risks and capture the opportunities of a low-carbon future. The climate transition is a journey, but we believe it is important to set climate objectives for existing real estate portfolios in order to achieve net zero by 2035 in line with our climate pledge. This has prompted the development of decarbonization strategies with the aim to secure the future of our clients' investments. As an active owner, we also consider requirements of future construction projects, ensuring they meet our climate targets. Additionally, we engage with investee companies in the building and construction sector to set climate targets in support of the Paris Agreement. Therefore, sustainable real estate considers the entire investment and life cycle of properties in order to achieve net zero by 2050 or sooner. This aligns us with a 1.5 degrees Celsius warming scenario to protect investors from the financial risks of climate change.